All right. All this will be on YouTube, everybody. I hope y'all enjoying your listening before we start the show. Oh, anyway, nah, a real one. A YouTube-based series. Well, all right, everybody. Welcome on in. Get ready, but bring the energy because it's time for the Sisaundra Show. Oh, yeah.
Yes! Hello, family! Woo! Listen, welcome to the Sisaundra Show. This is your home for bold truth, real conversations, and the stories that meet us right where we are. Now, before we do anything else, y'all already know how we do it.
How we do it?
If you don't, let us show you. Go ahead and make some noise for my band, your band, it's ours, for the culture.
Hey,
Fellas!
Sure.
How are you? It's so great to
Good.
see
How are you
y'all.
doing?
Well, I'm fantastic. I'm
Great.
fantastic. Listen, I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. Oh, now listen, tonight we're jumping into Fix It, Jesus, with two heavy stories that remind us just how fragile life really is. And then we're slowing it all the way down for Chit Chat with Crystal Daye, a powerful conversation about survival, faith, and what happens when pain turns into purpose. And we will close tonight reminded that survival was never the end of the story. So y'all go ahead and get comfy.
Yeah.
Grab your bubbly
Grab
beverage.
it.
And let's get this show started. Woo! Come on. Let's get it started. Woo! Wow, I woke up this morning and went to scrolling on my phone, and all I could say to myself is,
Fix it, Jesus!
Woo! Yes! Listen, fix it, Jesus. Lord have mercy.
He
Pull
will.
up a chair, y'all. This one is very heavy, very, very heavy. R&B soul icon, Carl Carlton, the voice behind She's a Bad Mama Jamma, has passed away at 72 years old. Can y'all believe that? Oh, y'all remember that song? Oh, yes, Chris, give me a little bit. Hey, hey. Y'all remember this? She's a bad mama jamma, just as fine as she can be. Hey, she's a bad mama jamma. Hey, just as fine as she can be. Stop it. Her body measurements. Listen, Carl Carlton was born in Detroit, gave us music that lived in cookouts, skating rinks, and backyard parties for generations. From I Can Feel It to Everlasting Love, his sound became culture. His son confirmed the news, calling him a legend who fought hard through life. His cause of death has not been shared. Family, we lost a real one. Give folks their flowers while they're still here. We're hoping that he will continue to rest easy. And Lord, fix it, Jesus. We're praying for the families. All right, so let's move on to this next story. This story has taken a heartbreaking and disturbing turn. I can't even believe this. I grew up watching this guy. I don't know about y'all, but authorities have now confirmed that Nick Reiner, which is the son of filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, has been arrested and booked for murder in their deaths. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, investigators worked through the night and took Nick Reiner into custody. He is being held on a $4 million bail, and the department's robbery homicide division is leading the investigation. Now, police have not released further details, but they confirmed a search warrant was being pursued and emphasized that evidence gathered will be critical for prosecution. Now, family, this is a family tragedy of the highest order. Now, here's where the room got real quiet. Before these details were made public, the sitting president
Here we go.
took to social media, posting an insensitive and inflammatory message, suggesting that the deaths were connected to what he called TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Now, that post sparked immediate backlash, including from his own party. Now, Republican Congressman Thomas Massey called the comment inappropriate and disrespectful, saying no political differences justify speaking that way about someone who was brutally killed, both of them. Even Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene stepped in, saying plainly, this is a family tragedy, not about politics or political enemies.
Exactly.
Come on. Now, family, when members of your own side say, this ain't it, that tells you something. There is a time for politics. There is a time and a place for disagreement. And then there's a time to sit still, lower your voice, and show compassion. This was that time. A mother and a father are gone. A son is now facing murder charges, and a family is shattered forever. Lord, fix it, Jesus. Woo, we mean that thing. Lord, fix it. All right, let's go on to this next story. Oh, okay, well, listen, check this out. So, Rob Reiner, do y'all remember him? He was all in the family. They called him Meathead.
All in the Family's a little early, though. What else?
You don't know all of the. Okay, what about
Is
it When Harry Met Sally?
Ooh,
Spinal Tap.
classics.
It's so many things. Archie Bunker. That was all in the family. Y'all remember?
Come on.
Now, the thing that I love so much, I mean, I've watched him since I was a kid, is the same way that he was speaking about the sitting president was the same character that he played on that show. He was constantly going after Archie Bunker, trying to let him know that his views were not aligned with true democracy and love for people. He was starring in that role, playing that character, but that's really who he was. And until the day that he died, he stood up for democracy.
Amen.
May he and his wife, please God, rest in peace. And forever, I don't even understand. Like, I was talking to my producer and you guys earlier today. I don't know what's going on. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, there was another child of another famed artist. He was a famous Grammy singer, opera, last name Sykes. And his son did the same thing. Wow. Literally took a knife and took his dad's life. Now, this is something they're dealing with, mental illness as well as addiction. And these families, especially the Reiners, they paid so much money, sent this kid to so many different facilities, and he never got it together. And now both of them, the Jubilant Sykes guy that killed his dad a couple of weeks ago, they're both in custody. And my question is, you would think you have the fame, you have everything, all the resources, and yet you don't understand that these things don't discriminate. Mental illness does not discriminate. Addictions don't discriminate. Anybody can be impacted by them, whether you have money or not. So we're praying for everyone. If you are being challenged in any way like that, we're praying for you, and we hope that you will seek the help that is there for you to get better.
Amen.
Woo! All right, y'all, let's move on to this next story. Let's actually get on into some chit chat.
Yeah.
Some stories don't start with dreams, y'all. They start with survival. Our guest tonight comes from the beautiful island of Jamaica. That's why I got my Jamaican colors on. But y'all, beauty doesn't erase hardship. She grew up in an inner city community where poverty was normal, Violence was familiar, and little girls were expected to grow up way too fast. She learned early that education wasn't optional, it was the only way out. That faith wasn't a comfort, it was a lifeline. But even with discipline, degrees, and determination, life still found ways to wound her. Abuse, shame, abortions, insecurity, loss that reshaped her breath. And just when she thought she had made it, house, job, motherhood, success, something still felt like it was missing. Then came the moment that changed everything. A conversation with her baby sister. A goodbye she never imagined. A grief so deep it could have swallowed her whole, but instead it became fuel. Tonight isn't about perfection, it's about process. It's about what happens when God takes the parts of you thought disqualified you and turns them into the very thing that calls others forward. Family, help me welcome a woman whose life is proof that survival can become calling, Miss Crystal Daye. Ooh! Crystal! Yes! It's beautiful! It's so great to see you! Please have a seat! My goodness, enough respect. Can I say enough respect?
Of course.
I love it. How are you today?
I am great, and of course I'm better because you're in my colors.
Okay,
Yes.
listen, I love these colors.
Oh,
I'm very attached to them. My son is Jamaican, so I have a very special love for Jamaica.
I mean,
Aw.
you know,
Yes.
that Jamaican men syndrome, you know, they do it to us all the time.
You know what? You're not going to start talking to me about Jamaican
They do
men.
what, y'all?
Tell me what they do, Crystal. Tell me about it.
They steal hearts.
They steal hearts.
steal hearts,
Yes.
yes.
My heart was stolen,
Yes.
and I got it back.
Great.
But I have a beautiful son.
Yes.
Listen, so we're going to go to short break. I just wanted to bring you out here and let everybody know y'all stay in your seats. Don't change the channel. Crystal Daye is here for the culture. Get us out of here.
Diamond rings, diamond, diamond, diamond rings, it's Christmas. Diamond rings, it's Christmas. Diamond rings, it's Christmas. Diamond rings, diamond rings, diamond rings, it's Christmas. Diamond rings,
Christmas. Hello and welcome back to the Sisaundra Show. Y'all, we were just jamming to Diamond Rings, Fur Coats, Christmas. It's a song that we wrote for the holidays. Y'all check it out on every platform, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. Now, I'm here with my amazing guest. We got to say hello to her before we went to break. Miss Crystal Daye is here.
Yes.
Yes, representing Jamaica. Now, you grew up in a community where poverty and violence weren't stories. They were actually daily life. Now, as a child, what did you believe your future would look like, honestly?
All right. From what I can remember, I felt like I always knew that at some point I would be impacting lives. I think
Yes.
it's mainly because what my father kept telling me. He would always say, Crystal, you were born to shine. So what
love
I do remember is that, hey, this is hard right now, but there is a out. And you are going to have to take the oath, not just for yourself, but you have to take the oath because I'm the eldest of my siblings. So I had to take the oath for everybody else. If I didn't get out, there is a possibility that everybody else would get stuck. So I think I always knew that I was called for greatness.
Chosen. How
But
did that feel, though, for that kind of responsibility to be put on you at such a young age?
it was heavy. It was
Yes.
heavy. And I don't think my parents realized how heavy it felt at that age. I think I had no other choice than to be the strong one. I had to be the survivor. I had to be to an extent, the savior.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure, your parents wouldn't necessarily feel that way, but that's how I felt. So there was a pressure that I've always felt all my life for just ensuring that I be the one to get out.
Yes. Woo. And you got out.
I did.
Oh. Now, you've shared that many girls around you became pregnant very young, and many boys were pulled into gangs. They have gangs in Jamaica.
Yes.
Of course, right? What kind of question is that? What kind of pressure did that environment put on you as the eldest child to be different, to escape, to survive?
So growing up, I remember again there are many days that we went to bed hungry. There are many days that we went to school without lunch money because my parents together they had 4 children. My mom eventually remarried and I have a little sister. But in terms of between what my father did was carpenter work and my mom was a security guard, honestly, it was very hard. I do know though that with they did the best that they can
Yes.
to love us.
Of
But it
course.
doesn't mean that we were protected from what was happening. So there were times when there were just gunshots from morning till night. There were times when you just couldn't go to school because the gang war that flared up in the community, you had to just sleep on the ground because honestly, you didn't know that if one day you'll wake up and you're alive. I remember there were times
Oh, my
when,
goodness.
at about 15, 16 years old, the community that we lived in at the time, every single day for like about 2 weeks, there is a new dead body.
Really?
Because there was a big gang war that happened. So I think now, looking back, you know that you had to learn survival skills
Yes.
very early.
Yes.
I also remember that there were times when the girls just felt like they weren't, I would say they didn't have a choice because even from 11, 12, the older men in our communities will target the young girls. So that they would tell you, oh, I'm waiting on you, or
Oh, wow.
and, they would
Grooming them.
growing them for themselves.
Oh.
And sometimes you didn't feel like it was safe to tell your parents because one, sometimes they wonder if they would believe, but also you wonder what would happen. Like my dad he was very protective of us. And I always thought that if I told him some of these things, he may have gotten himself in trouble
Yes.
with the law, and I wouldn't want him to go to prison.
So you
So
didn't say anything
I didn't
to
say
protect
anything.
your father.
Exactly.
Wow. Now, you've lived through abuse at a very young
Yes.
age, abortion, shame, and moments that could have broken your sense of worth. Tell us what kind of challenges you went through.
It broke my self-worth.
Oh,
It's
wow.
not just, it could have, it did. Because at age 8, I was molested. I was molested by somebody that was very close, that lived in the house at the time or visited as often. So, but I didn't tell anyone. Again, I had to survive. I really had to survive. And I remember I didn't grow up hearing about sex before marriage. Jamaica's a fairly Christian country.
Yes.
But there were things that you didn't know. You didn't follow necessarily the Christian path. So I was just told, hey, you just need to have sex when you're 16 and don't get
What?
pregnant. So it's okay to have sex as long as you do well in school, but you have to wait at least 16 because 16 is the year consent, right? So you can have sex at 16 according to the government.
Oh, that's
right?
the age
of
of like being an
consent.
adult?
Yes.
Okay,
16.
wow.
So I remember at 16, you can't wait until you're 16 to do well. And guess what? When I started to have sex, I think probably about 2 months after I got pregnant.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, did they tell you what happens with sex? They never told you what come along.
Just don't get pregnant.
But what was the preventive measures that were given to you?
Yes, you were exposed to condoms.
Okay,
you
so
were
they-
exposed to doing the right. You know what to do. But I remember when I found out I was pregnant, I was in grade 12 at the time. I'd done very well in school, graduated from high school. And at the time, I'm like, there's no way I will bring a child forth because I cannot afford, we can barely survive. So, I did what I thought was the best thing at the time, and I did an abortion. And I didn't tell my parents. Actually, my parents did not know.
You ain't telling nothing. You don't tell much of nothing, did you?
Not at all.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think at the time neither of my parents could conceive that their perfect little girl
Right.
that did so well in school, that's supposed to be the smart one, would have made such a stupid decision. So eventually, I did an abortion. A friend mom took me, and it was a really, really, as I said, I felt like it took away my self-worth because even though nobody knew, and you always felt like the decision,
Exactly.
did you make the right decision?
Yes.
So again, you just continue with the path of hoping that one day you'll get a degree, one day you'll probably buy a house, one day you'll buy a car, one day some of the dreams that you have will come to life.
Yes. And those dreams came to life. Thank God.
They did.
But you look back, and do you think that the decision you made was still a good decision? It was the right decision.
I'm tempted to, as a Christian woman to say no, it was not the right decision. If I knew at what I know now about who God is, would I have made that decision? No, because I would have survived. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I would have.
Exactly, by His grace.
By His grace, I would have survived. But at the moment, honestly, I don't know if I can say at that moment I regretted it.
Right.
I think I did the best that I could with the information that I had for my family.
I respect that, and you did. Now, after everything that we've talked about tonight, after the loss, the headlines, the reminders of how fragile life really is, this is where we pause. Because before the woman sitting here today, before the faith, the confidence, the calling, there was a little girl who learned survival really early. A girl who carried pain she didn't choose, silence she thought she needed, and responsibility that came far too soon. And then she lost her sister. A goodbye she never imagined. A grief so deep it changed her breathing and forced her to decide whether pain could bury her, would it bury her, or become the thing that awakened her. Tonight, we're slowing down for that girl, because healing isn't just about where you are now. It's about going back and speaking life to the version of you who didn't know how the story would end. Crystal, we asked you to write a letter to the girl you once were, the one who survived abuse, shame, loss, and heartbreak before she ever knew purpose would rise from it. Family, y'all know, this is Dear Me. This is Crystal. Do you have yours?
I do.
Yes.
This was harder to write than I actually imagined. Mainly because when I saw it, I was like, I'm tempted to just be the strong girl.
Yes.
So I was tempted to write from the strong girl that survived. But I decided to write from the little girl that I wish that I would have told her. So I have Dear Me. It felt like you always had to be fighting all your life. Fight to be heard, fight to survive, fight to believe bigger, fight to dream, fight for your worth, fight for your becoming. Many of these fights you didn't even realize were happening. And many you felt like you were lost even before the fight began. But you have been brave. Even when honestly you were shaking in your boots, scared. Scared to disappoint your parents mainly, scared to be rejected by more friends, scared to speak up because you were told you talk too much all your life. You have experienced a lot, you have lost a lot, you have hurt a lot, you have survived a lot. But I'm proud of you, baby girl. I'm proud of you for not just surviving, but thriving despite the many darts that life has thrown you. So I'm glad you realized that you were responsible for your own choices at a very young age. Even though it didn't feel fair, it was okay. This isn't unique to you. It's what God promised us, trials, but He has always equipped us to survive. So your future is bright as crystal as a sunny day.
Yes.
So dear me, you will have many more fights, but you will always rise because God always take care of you like He will always will.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's so powerful.
Thank you.
We say cheers to the continuous rising of you.
Thank you.
Amen. Family, tonight was a reminder that survival is not the end of the story. It's often the beginning of purpose. Crystal showed us that you can come from poverty, from pain, from shame, from loss that steals your breath, and still rise with compassion instead of bitterness, with obedience instead of fear, with purpose instead of regret. Her life tells us this: you are not disqualified by what happened to you. You are not delayed because of where you started. And you are not too broken for God to use. Sometimes the very things we try to hide become the light that helps someone else find their way. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. Thank you so much, Crystal. Until next time, we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. For the culture, please